Welcome to my Renault Kwid. Well, you must have seen 1,000 videos on the Kwid, but today, inspired by the great Dog Demuro, I am going to explain the quirks and the best features of the Renault Kwid Climber. Wait, focus. Focus. So, this is the Renault Kwid Climber Edition. And unlike Doug, I did not borrow the car from any retailer because frankly in India nobody lends their cars. So I bought this with my dad's money. Now this is the Renault Kwid Climber Edition and it is kind of a limited edition, but not in that sense. This is a special edition, I would rather say. Not limited because according to them it is not for a finite period of time, but it has some special additions over the regular Kwid. Take for this example the bumpers. Now you can see these bumpers are quite different from those seen in the regular Kwid. Also there's a front skid plate with orange inserts. Also there are new stylized hubcaps. Now look closely, you might consider them to be alloy wheels, but they are not. They are just cleverly designed steel wheels with hubcaps. Following these small clips, I'm going to show you the orange inserts in my car. There's like a sea of orange. Orange ORV, orange side indicator, orange on the skid, orange on the roof rail, orange deep inside the rear light cluster, orange on the seats, orange on the front seats, orange in the steering wheel, orange on the gear selector, orange on the central console, and orange in the instrument cluster, and orange around the AC. So you get my point. There's orange, 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 and more orange. But that is not the least of the quirks of this car. Now, this is a budget-friendly car, and of course there are quirks for the budget-friendly audience. But that's not it. There are some quirks which I simply cannot understand. Now this is a normal AC button, but it's not quite like the other AC buttons. It has a very strange quirk. I shall now turn on the interior lighting. You must have noticed that the other lights have illuminated except the AC button. Why? Because the AC is turned off. When I turn it on, it gets illuminated. But the problem here is, at night, if your AC is not on and you want to turn on the AC, if the AC button is not illuminated, how will you locate the AC button? You're ended up with looking away from the road and towards your instrument cluster trying to find the AC button. What they should have done is to include a secondary light on top of this button to indicate whether it turns on and off, except for the basic lighting itself being an indicator. This is a toggle to shift between exhaust on and off. But the problem here is, it works alright, but you need the great Sandor Clegane to get working. Now it works. I should now turn it off. But I don't have the muscles, Renault, and the quality of materials. It resembles the cap on a Pepsi bottle. Now this is the internal light. As you see, it's turned off, but I've kept the button at the middle position. That is, it should technically turn on when I open the doors. But the problem is it turns on every time I switch off the car. There you go. So every traffic signal when I turn off my engine, I am illuminated. Hello roadside sellers, come sell to me. Now it's not all bad about this car. I bought it. There must be something good about it. Well, I already knew about its quirks and its shortcomings way before I bought it, but I still bought it. Now what really impressed about me in this car is the steering wheel. Now the other cars in this range, the 800 and the Alto K10 and the Ready Go, they have quite mediocre looking steering wheels. This is what you'll be touching the most as a driver, no pun intended. This feels good, you know. There are fattenings at the 2 and 10 position, this perforated leather covering, which is partial though, this piano black finish with a Climber written, which is of course specific to this model, and this wonderful metallic Renault badge, and not plastic unlike the other brands. So the best thing about this car is how relaxing it drives and how practical it is, blah 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 blah, but I'm just talking. I show it to you, right? Let's go on for a drive. I'm driving this car in a very rough patch of road and my camera is there with no protection. But I chose this bad patch of road because I need to show to you why I loved it. We're going over a rough patch of road and you can see this car is quite unfettered. It does not roll about or rumble about because the suspension setup is quite soft, and not soft enough for it to be roly-poly. Of course, it is rolly. You expect cars of this budget to be rolly. There is quite a bit of body roll, but it's quite fairly controlled and it's very comfortable. It's more comfortable than, say, a Swift, which is 2 segments above this car. The other thing about this, the steering is quite light, so at city speeds, you're really going to be very comfortable. So after a hard day's work, of course, you're no racing driver to go about the Buddha International Circuit, and this car is not meant to do that. What it is meant to do is to take you back from work to home and to work from home very comfortably, and it does that perfectly. Why I say that is, number one, the steering is light. Number two, the gearbox is not perfect, not Maruti Swift levels of perfect, but it's quite fine. The throws are a bit long, but you know, it's fairly comfortable. The AC is good. The outside environment is well concealed. There's a fair amount of insulation. But what really impresses me again is the ride. It's buttery smooth. The acceleration is nothing to write home about. It's okay. You expect that, but from this 1-litre engine which has 60, I'm not going to go into numbers. You can find that from any website. But what I'm going to stress over here is the drivability of this engine. It's not perfect. Like, it's not as peppy as that seen in even the Alto 800 or the Alto K10. It's nowhere close to the K-series engines from Maruti. But it's quite reliable, at least according to reports. It's quite smooth, it's not noisy, and at low ends it's pretty drivable, but it really comes into flow at the higher speeds. That's when the car really shines. So, you've seen its weird quirks, you've seen what I hate about it, you've seen what I've loved about it, and you've seen the driving experience. All that's left is, of course, the conclusion. It's not a perfect car. No car is perfect, no matter how big or expensive it is. But it does what it sets out to do, and it does it with aplomb. It's practical. The engine is smooth. The fuel economy is, of course. I've not spoken about it, right? I'm such a poor car reviewer, but it's my first time. You got to forgive me for that. Now the fuel economy is good enough. The quality is a bit questionable, but it will last the test of time. And I do hope to have many great journeys with this car. We'll have more videos uploaded soon about this car and about many other cars. Thank you for watching.